What's up, everybody? My name is Justin Nault, and we'll get this out of the way in case this is the first time you're seeing this. I'm a certified nutritional therapist. I'm a certified specialist in sports nutrition. I am the founder of a company called The Clovis Culture, and I invented a line of nutritional products called the Perfect Paleo Powder. So the other thing that people want a clarification on, the reason why I'm wearing this amazing red shirt, is because we're going to talk about pre-workout supplements. Pre-workout supplements are awful. You shouldn't use them unless they're mine, and I don't care what that sounds like. Don't use a pre-workout unless it's mine or it's a cup of black coffee. Those are your options for pre-workouts. Seriously. If you try my pre-workout, try your old pre-workout for a day, the next day, try my pre-workout. If you don't like it better, just hit me up on Facebook, whatever, I'll give you your money back. I will give you double your money back if you don't like it better than the pre-workout. I'm telling you right now, it's that much of a difference. So let's talk about why pre-workouts are so scary. So in my work as a nutritional therapist, I kept getting this question over and over, can you recommend, because I recommend a ton of products. I know a boatload about supplements. There are a ton of fantastic brands, supplements that aren't my brand that I absolutely love, that I think everybody should be taking. There's fantastic products out there. Pre-workouts, there are no fantastic products out there until I launched this one. So the issue with pre-workouts is the whole point is to get you jacked, to get you so hyped up that you can muscle your way through a workout that you can't normally do, right? So then I get people who have been doing CrossFit for 3 years and they come talk to me, and literally if they're driving to the gym and they forgot their pre-workout at home, they're having a panic attack. Like, how am I gonna get through this workout? I'm gonna get through this workout. And then they half-ass it in the workout because they're like, I don't have my pre-workout. And they get in their own head. It's like cigarettes, man. Like they like get an addiction to pre-workout. Or there's all these memes floating around on Instagram of like faces of people just like, and they're like, oh, what happens when the pre-workout kicks in? And they're going crazy because I'm gonna tell you the ingredients that are making you feel that crazy jitter, crazy whatever. What you're asking for is you're putting yourself in a mindset that is asking for injury. And there is nothing I hate more than injuries in fitness. Are you getting paid for your fitness? No, you're not getting paid. Don't hurt yourself, dummy. It's not worth it. That's one of the things that I don't understand about certain methodologies of fitness is why are you willing to hurt yourself? Pre-workout is a quick way to get injured because you're going to run in there like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando and just start kicking stuff and throwing weights around like you're a 200-pound badass. It's just not smart, right? So pre-workouts. We'll talk about some of the most dangerous ingredients in pre-workouts. The first of these is aspartame. Aspartame is an artificial sweetener. Aspartame is famous for Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Diet Pepsi. Any diet soda drink that you find is going to contain aspartame. Aspartame is horrendous. Aspartame destroys your gut microbiome, which, by the way, is where most of your serotonin is made, and it has been linked directly with depression. It's been linked directly with Alzheimer's disease. It is a neurological disruptor. This thing is terrible. It attacks your nervous system. Aspartame will napalm your gut microbiome, will crush your serotonin production, will destroy brain function. You're going to have brain fog. It's just terrible for you. And here's a crazy statistic. If you take all the foods, we talked about dairy, lectins, grains, we've already talked about all this stuff, right? If a human being eats a food and they have a negative reaction to that food, and let's say it's so negative that they have to go to the hospital, 75% of all negative food reactions in this country are a result of aspartame. 75% of all negative food reactions are a result of aspartame. And this is still legally allowed for human consumption. It's staggering. So aspartame, number one, first and foremost, if you pick up a workout and there's pre-workout supplement and there's aspartame in it, get rid of it. If you look at your pre-workout in your house and it has aspartame in it, and you think, I don't want to waste my money, I'm just going to finish this pre-workout. No, throw it in the garbage. I'll buy you a new one, literally. So aspartame, first one you want to watch out for. Number two, and it's convenient that I'm wearing this shirt. Number two is artificial dyes and colorings, right? So you'll see a lot of branched chain amino acids do this. A lot of pre-workout supplements do this, where it's ingredients: red 45, blue 42, red 47 sounds like Peyton Manning calling out plays or something. It's like, what the hell? What are all these red dyes? What is this shit? Why is this in my pre-workout supplement? We don't even know what they are. They're just synthetic chemicals that are neurological disruptors and nervous system disruptors. That's another reason why you feel so anxious, so jittery, so crazy, because it's affecting your sympathetic nervous system. So you want to avoid aspartame. You want to avoid any artificial colorings, right? The third one, these are referred to as DMAAs, I believe, but they're really just amphetamines. So what you have to look out for is they're labeled in a lot of different ways. So there are a ton of amphetamines. Think methamphetamine, right? You probably don't want to do methamphetamine. You probably just don't want amphetamines in your system. But you have to be careful how they're labeled, which brings me to another thing. If you're reading a label, and this has been taught, a lot of health people talk about this, personal trainers and stuff. If you can't pronounce something that's on a label, you probably shouldn't be putting it in your body, right? And that's the same thing with these amphetamines. So just for fun, I wrote down a couple of amphetamines that are notoriously in pre-workout supplements, and I'm going to try to read them to you. This is how bad it is, all right? So let me see here. Pre-workouts. Amphetamines. I wrote it under amphetamines. Methylhexanamine. Methylhexanamine. I think I got it right. See? Solid, right? Insane. Next one. Dimethylamylamine. This is insane, right? Why would you put that in your body? Let's just start there, right? If you're looking at a word and you're trying to sound it out the best you can, like your third grade teacher taught you how to when you learned how to read, and you just can't do it, like I just failed, don't put it in your body. Period. That's insane. I don't care if your CrossFit coach with 12-pack abs was like, this is my pre-workout, I take C4, you do it too. That guy's a dummy. Don't listen to that guy. Don't put it in your body. Poison, 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 poison. Throw it away, okay? So we talked about aspartame, we talked about amphetamines, we talked about dyes. The other big offender is caffeine. Now, to be clear, I don't have a problem with caffeine. I think coffee is a superfood. It's one of the healthiest foods we have. In fact, almost all of the antioxidants in the American diet come from chocolate and coffee. Literally. I eat dark chocolate every day. I drink coffee every single day. Now notice how I'm not saying I get a double shot of mocha caramel latte white chocolate frappa bullshit. I don't buy that. You can get black coffee. You can drink as much as you want of it. Literally, there's studies that show 5 to 6 cups a day actually have a ton of health benefits. And dark chocolate, anything over 80% cacao, dark chocolate, is a superfood, loaded with antioxidants, loaded with fiber. So to be clear, I don't have a problem with caffeine, right? Caffeine isn't the issue. The problem is when you take 500 milligrams of caffeine and you take powdered synthetic caffeine and you say, we're going to throw 500 milligrams, this person's going to feel so jacked they think they're Superman, they can jump off a building, right? And it's just not smart. Like I said, you're going to go in, you're going to get injured, you're going to be jittery, your hand-eye coordination is going to be jacked, your sympathetic nervous system's through the roof. So that's the real issue. Caffeine, don't have a problem with. I have a problem when you're talking 200, 300, 400, 500 milligrams, right? You can't have that stuff in your system. You're gonna start causing problems, especially when it's not from Whole Foods. So let me talk to you about my pre-workout for a second. Mine does contain caffeine. It contains 150 milligrams of caffeine from ground whole coffee beans. We take whole coffee beans, grind them into a powder, and give you 150 milligrams of caffeine. To give you an example, a normal cup of coffee from Starbucks has 380 milligrams of caffeine on average. So between Pike Roast or Blonde Roast or whatever, on average, you're looking at 380 milligrams of caffeine per cup of Starbucks coffee. I have 150 per serving. And it's from whole coffee beans, right? It's less than half of a cup of coffee. You don't need all the other nonsense. You don't need to spike yourself to be all of a sudden you Hulk out. You just don't want to do that, okay? Now, the other problematic ingredient is something called yohimbe. So if you were ever a teenage boy reading Muscle and Fitness magazine or Men's Health, you probably have heard of yohimbe. Why? Because yohimbe is an Eastern herb that is used to treat erectile dysfunction. So that's the main, in Chinese medicine, that's what they use yohimbe for. Now, all these pre-workout supplements were like, oh, this increases blood flow. That's the idea, right? Increased blood flow. So they take this yohimbe and they load it into these pre-workout supplements to the point. Now, to be clear, all these ingredients that I've talked about, these get products pulled from the shelves. There are products that get banned. They get banned from GNC, they get banned from Vitamin Shoppe. You'll see a new pre-workout pop up that everybody loves. Oh my God, this is insane. I had the best workout of my life. This is incredible. 3 months later, it's gone. You can't find it anywhere. It was probably amphetamines, it was probably yohimbe, it was probably an unhealthy amount of caffeine. But that's the fifth ingredient that we get to, yohimbe. Yohimbe is such a serious blood flow activator that if you take too much of it, you can have a stroke. You could have a stroke, you can have a heart attack, and I've already talked about the sympathetic nervous system. Yohimbe is probably the biggest offender for this, yohimbe and caffeine, and amphetamines. God, it's a deadly dose, these freaking pre-workouts. I can't believe they get sold, right? But you're gonna spike your sympathetic nervous system. Now, sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight. Right? That's if somebody comes up and punches you in the face, your sympathetic nervous system is going to go through the roof and your body's going to decide real quick what it needs to do to survive. This is a stressful situation. Your sympathetic nervous system reacts to stress. If your sympathetic nervous system is spiked, you're stressed. Parasympathetic nervous system is your digest and rest. This is why I named my product Digest and Rest. One of the perfect paleo powders is called Digest and Rest. It's for people to heal, right? Parasympathetic nervous system, digest and rest. Sympathetic nervous system. When you talk about amphetamines, you talk about caffeine, you talk about yohimbe, you are spiking the sympathetic nervous system. Your fight or flight is going to be on all the time. This is where things like roid rage happen. People talk about roid rage, like, oh my God, my boyfriend lifts weights and he keeps punching holes in the wall. I don't know why, right? He probably doesn't even take steroids. He's just taking a freaking crappy pre-workout. So all of a sudden, his sympathetic nervous system's through the roof, as if he just got out of a war zone. He gets home and you left your clothes on the floor and he's like, damn it, and punches a hole in the wall. And you're like, hey dummy, stop taking C4 pre-workout. You know, it's terrible for you. So those are the 5 ingredients. We have aspartame, we have dyes and colorings, we have amphetamines, we have caffeine, and we have yohimbe. These are the 5 most problematic that I see in pre-workouts. There's a ton of other ones in pre-workouts as well, but those are the most problematic that I see. So quick rundown, my pre-workout doesn't use any of those except for caffeine. Like I said, we have less than half a cup of Starbucks coffee in our pre-workout, 150 milligrams of caffeine from whole ground coffee beans. And then we also use 6 grams of branched chain amino acids. Branched chain amino acids are, like we talked about earlier, amino acids are the building blocks of life. These branched chain amino acids are the ones that can most readily be used for energy. They can be burned for energy almost instantaneously. So the branched chain amino acids will help you get through your workout because it's giving you another source of energy. You get a tiny little smooth feeling from your 150 milligrams of caffeine. Then we take vitamin B3, also known as niacin, and we give you 125% of your daily dose. Right? So based on RDA is the normal daily dose of B3, you get 125 of B3, you get 50% of all your other B vitamins. So it's essentially a B vitamin complex, a very small dose of caffeine, less than half a cup of coffee, 6 grams of branched chain amino acids, then you have our beef collagen peptide, you have 10 grams of protein in there as well. It's a fantastic product. I mean, there's literally, so we have a comparison page, I'll show you guys a link to this, but we have infographics on how we compare to other competitors. It's just a list of what we include and what they include, and it's staggering. I can't even compare the two. It's my product. Am I biased? Yes, but is this still factual? Yes, 100%. I promise you. Money back guarantee. You can try it. So that's how our pre-workout differs from other pre-workouts.